So we talked about people aspect, we talked about business aspect. The next comes
Hmm.
technology, right?
Okay.
So I've also been in technology for close to 12 years. I was working as a software product manager, software coder,
Nice.
and
Hmm.
then I did a MBA to transition into marketing full time, right?
Okay.
Uh, Nowadays, what I'm seeing is everybody feels that my business is very unique. My business has very specific needs, and whatever software you are trying to sell, you need to prove whether it can fit into my business. And and my
Hmm.
story to them is, see, the software is proven over the several years. It
Hmm.
is your business that should adapt to software because you want to bring the best practices inside your organization. I'm talking about
Fair.
global versus local, because local you have all sort of specifics. I do it this way, my team is comfortable this way, my people have been doing it this way, so you tweak your software. I'm like, no, you should actually adapt and solve the people part so that software runs vanilla. This is not about the
Hmm.
money that we make, this is about the business tech transformation that you should be doing. So on tech, I'll actually go to the AI part of it, right?
Okay.
My personal sense is what is happening with AI. It is something like industrial revolution that happens more than 100 years ago, right? That kind of thing is taking place in front of our eyes. Whether it will
Hmm.
be successful, whether it will be failure, we don't know. But
Hmm.
there are green shoots of that kind of massive thing that could be in the making. So so how do you feel that this whole AI proposition is
Hmm.
likely to change the way business over next 3, 5, 7 years? And obviously, people piece becomes all the more important in this because all the bottom of the pyramid tasks are going to be automated by AI. So you need these people to go to next level to next level. The one layer of pyramid is actually going to be not there, right?
So it'll be very difficult for me to not make this comment before I start answering your question, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the times when I meet businesses about growth and scaling, and I always talk about it, scaling requires you to build repeatable modular components where your cost starts coming down, your revenue grows exponentially. Anyone in software, if you're going on tweaking your product for your client, you're not building a scaling business.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. What you said about people and the pushback, right? That is what I said earlier also about mindset. It all starts with the mind. There is a comfort zone, there is a reality of where I am. And till I am pushed to change, most people will not change, right? It is that inertia,
Hmm.
right? And there is some external stimulus that pushes you. Very few people are internally driven to say that I need to change. And as a matter of fact, that's a lot of times, that's what I'm trying to make people understand, that you have to be internally driven to achieve anything that you're out there to achieve, right? Um, I'm not surprised that you get that, and don't be surprised that you will get that for everything.
Hmm.
Only thing is, today a lot of stuff is much more amplified because of the way we are connected through technology. That this same thing happened even in when my dad started working or my mom started working, right? They face the same thing every time they, as young people, came into the organization. They both face the same thing. We used to hear it as conversations at lunch and dinner, at dinner, not lunch. That's how it was, right?
Hmm.
So this pushback to anything new is always going to be there. And that is because all technology, including AI, and AI is not new, it's been around for a
Hmm.
while, as you know, right? It's going through its own, for a while, and it's been going through its own generation, right? This
Yeah.
this movement that you're seeing and use case applications that you're seeing. So you're seeing an application. So while the base technology is improving continuously,
Hmm.
its application is also improving continuously, right? So if chatbots have been around for like ever. So
Hmm.
you see, the reality is that that is what is happening now. Anything which is from a technology perspective, if you go back in time and you think about computers, industrial becoming personal, and what that did to that, or internet when it started became more mainstream, and then application, and now everyone, right? Or if you
Hmm.
look at social media, when it started, it just started in a very small way, then it boomed, and today, you have everyone on it, and new platforms are constantly coming out, and new things are constantly coming out. I'm sure you're on Thread and all of that, and you're hearing what's happening there, right? So the truth is, this is the movement of anything. Initial hype, right? A lot of people, curiosity, figuring it all out. Is it for me? It's always a smaller group of people who are talking about it, smaller group of people getting excited about it. Then starts adoption, right? People then start, more and more use cases keep coming up, more and more success keeps happening. And then you have a situation where it's either growth or decline, because if it's not managed to effectively do its job, and metaverse is a good example of that, you have a lot of hype, then you have what is happening, and then now you have what is, I don't want to comment, right? But at that time itself, when the hype was on, I made some I would like to believe, witty comments. So, the reality is on AI as well, it's been in play for a while. More and more case studies will come in, more and more, I would say, applied AI, so to speak. You will see that then move in its own trajectory and take off. Right. I don't think there's anything so far that tells me that it isn't going to significantly change lives. It is already doing it, and it has been in play for a while. It will continue to be. It's the application in various industries and in various personal level, as well as the corporate level, the industrial level, business level. More and more you'll see it in play. And there's a very interesting thing that I have heard and I agree with, that you are not going to be replaced by AI. You are actually going to be replaced by someone who understands AI, right? Of course, some jobs will become redundant, but that has happened from time immemorial, right? And new jobs will come up.
Yeah.
So there was a time when all of us, I believe that ancient civilization was a lot more evolved than we've understood, but at least from a recorded history perspective, we were hunter-gatherers, farmers, settlers, blah, blah, blah. New jobs came up, some we started doing less, and here we are, right? So the truth is, the evolution of the human and the evolution of civilization and evolution of that will happen. Now, every technology, good or bad, outcomes will happen. There are certain bad outcomes that are also going to happen from an AI overuse in certain places. It's already happening on social media, right? Any technology can be for good or bad. Any new innovation, any new discovery can be for good or bad. And we will have both of those coexisting. So I don't think you need to think about whether it's going to impact life. It's already impact life. It's already impacting. It will continue to impact. As a matter of fact, it will impact at scale, because very soon you will see it at the growth stage, right? So it's been like kind of creeping, and then it just takes off. And suddenly it's a bit like how it happens with other things that you've seen, whether it's internet or whether it's social media. You will see it take off. You will see everyone being impacted by it. You will see those people who are crying about it having to suddenly jump onto it, or being left out. And certain generations will get away with it, but the younger generation is going to be faced with it. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, in fact, if one thing that COVID taught us, apart from health benefits, is this: whatever is coming, you better adapt to it and start seeing how best you can make it use in your favor, instead of trying to repel it, push back. The technological adoption that has happened cross industry, right? That is something that we all must remember.
And did you also see how people did adapt to it?
Yeah.
So the human ability to adapt to something at scale is also very high.
Yes.
Right? Because I would say a vast number of people are more comfortable or are still driven. They're not more comfortable, they're more used to it, to be driven by external stimulus and external acceptance. So if everyone is doing it and you're not doing it, you will not survive. So yeah.
The FOMO factor is real, right?
JOMO is my life. I am one of those. I've always been a JOMO person. So
no, absolutely, that is very important, right? The kind of adventures that we undertake in our lives, for you, for that matter, right? Working at Tata and now transforming companies, it's already enough adventure in life. You don't want to have
I
more.
no. Yeah. More than no, I'm also the kind of person who will go and just jump off in bungee jump. I'm one of those as well. So if you're not living on the edge, you're wasting space is something that I read when I was a teenager. It kind of stayed in my mind. So everything I just try to get the max out of, and I'm constantly learning. But this is something that I talk about, that is kill the noise. So because the voice that I hear is my own, and a few trusted people, my inner circle for my personal life, and the trusted people for anything in the professional life. Everyone else, not interested. Not interested at all. Your noise. Sorry to disappoint you, but it's unsolicited opinion, and I'm not interested in your opinion. It sounds arrogant, but it's also a way of saying centered. How do you stay centered? So I think a lot of this hype that you're hearing around AI, some of it is hype, some of it is noise. You've got to figure out, how does it make sense for me, my career, my organization, depending if it's the individual or whether it's the organization. What do I need to do for my organization to thrive and not become irrelevant? What am I missing out? Right? And in all of this noise, what is that signal that I need for my organization, my industry, my group? Right? So that is all that you've got to be focused. It's not selfish, it's not self-absorbed, it's being aware.